Hello, hello. Oh, another Tuesday night. Another Tuesday tarot extravaganza. Okay. So good to see you all. Well, you all. I'm the only one here at the moment. I never know whether anyone's going to show up. People always have, which is great. But who knows? Okay. So I am going to start. I do have some questions that have been sent to me. So I'm going to start with the first one of those. Let's see who shows up in the meantime. I have a question here for Alexa. And Alexa wants to know if she should take the job offer. Hello, Karen A. Trouble is, Karen A, see, I can't see anything from my end, so I don't know whether anyone's actually here or not until they... Hello. So thank you for raising your hand. I'm very glad you're there, keeping me company. Okay, so Alexa wants to know, should she take the job offer? Well, again, so every question I've got written down here is a yes/no question, of course. So let's say, what should Alexa prepare for regarding the job offer? That should tell her, shouldn't it? Whether you know, what should Alexa prepare for regarding results of, or regarding a job offer? Okay, let's ask. The Chariot. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So this is where it gets kind of so I'm not sure whether Alexa's going to get a job offer immediately. It's telling her, I think, that there's more to play for here. So I wonder whether what it's telling her is that the decision at the moment isn't made. And potentially, I think there may well be more interviews to come. Because this is telling her that she's got to be very determined and very single-minded, and to be, very focused on what she actually wants. Now, it could go either two ways. Don't forget, this is one card. So either it's going to tell her, if there are more interviews to come, that it's still to play for, and if she's really determined and really goal orientated, then yes, she can get a job offer with this company. Or it might tell her that right now she needs to look ahead a bit more, and perhaps look at the next round of job offers rather than this one, because this card is pushing the energy forward. It's not now, isn't it? It's telling her that the application of her will is going to be instrumental in the result. So she'll feel, how will she feel? She'll feel determined to get where she wants to go. And so whatever it is not going to give her an immediate destination, which is not, I guess, what she wants to hear. But it's good news in a way, because it does tell her that it's not out of reach, but it isn't available now. And she's going to have to really push for it. And so maybe, if we were going to build a story around this, perhaps it's something like an in-house position where she's going to have to push for this at some to get where she wants to go in time. I'm not sure it's now though, but it's okay. It's good news in one way, because it tells her that there is a potential yes on the table. but she's going to have to be really determined if she wants to get there. So, Alexa, you know, I think there's more work to do here. I don't think you're going to get an immediate yes, but I do think you can get a yes at some point. So that's good. That's good. There's something you need to do. You need to get to, I think, before that job offer is active. Good. So how are you, Karen A? How are you doing? We saw each other last week, Karen A and I, at our practice session. How was your week been after that reading? Have you come down to earth with it yet? Yeah, you're doing okay. I'm glad. You were a bit conflicted. Karen A was part of a practice group that I hold once a fortnight, and we were doing ancestral readings. You are digesting it. Good, Karen A, because Karen A was conflicted about the person that was giving her the advice. Which is reasonable. Okay. Let's see. So if anybody else is on the call, please know that I can't actually see you from where I am. So if you're there, do let me know you're there by dropping a message in the chat, because otherwise you'll be lurking in the background and I won't be saying hello. So tell me when you've arrived and let me know you're there. Okay. So I have another question from Rob. A relationship question. Will Sarah take Rob back? Rob wants to know, will Sarah take him back? Okay. So what does Rob need to know about Sarah taking him back? Let's ask that, shall we? Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. This is for you, Rob. Oh. Well. The Six of Wands. Well, Rob, I don't often get to be the purveyor of good news, but I would say that's about as slam dunk a yes as that you could be. I think you should be confident, in fact, that Sarah will take you back. So that's really good. I like this. The Six of Wands is confident and lead the way here. So, excuse me, itchy nose. So, lead the way, Rob. You've got to walk like you own it, and I think you'll be okay. That's pretty simple, that, isn't it? The Six of Wands is victory and confidence and success. So I like that. I haven't got much to say about that, Rob, except Mazel tov. Well done. Congratulations. You know what every tarot reader likes? Every tarot reader likes to be able to deliver good news occasionally. Because a lot of what happens when people come to tarot readings, they come to tarot readings because they don't have a good, strong feeling or an instinct or an intuition about how things are going to play out. Because if they did have a good, strong feeling about things are going to be okay, then often you don't bother coming, do you? Because you just know it's going to be okay, so why would you bother? But actually, so what it means is we often get to be the ones that deliver the I'm not sure this is going doesn't work. But occasionally we get one where we get to go, yes, we're happy for that. We're very happy to deliver good news. Well done, Rob. Congratulations. Don't mess it up. Be a good guy. Just saying. Or Sarah will be with me going, why did you tell Rob he could get back together with me? Okay. Good stuff. I've been very interested in this energy that's been going on this month with this Pisces planetary alignment thing. It's really strong. I mean, I've spoken to so many people. I know, Karen, you're feeling it as well with in your energetic world. So many people are feeling the disruption. So many people. And I was with another energetic practitioner yesterday, and she said to me, you know, you can even feel it in the earth. You can feel this. You can feel this disruption. You can feel that the earth is kind of, you know, not comfortable. And she said it's almost like the earth is giving birth to something new. There are earthquakes and fires and all sorts of stuff going on energetically around the actual earth itself. And it could be that that's what we're feeling. We're feeling this whole marriage of maybe planetary energy and earth energy all kind of happening. It's amazing, really. My daughter Lisa, who works for me in my business, but who prides themselves on being very unwoo-woo, said this morning, well, Mum, you know, even I have seen it in action. Even I have seen your reading playing out in what's happening with my friends and what's happening all around me. It's very chaotic. Everybody is going through upheaval, chaos, or everything being realigned, and it's quite challenging. There's no two ways about that. It really is. So maybe I should take a bit of guidance around that, right, for us all. As it's you and me, Karen A. What do you think? Should I do that for us? Should I take some guidance? I mean, I know I've done the monthly energy, but hey, we need all the help we can get, Karen A, don't we? It's all very well to say lean into the tower. Easy for them to say. Okay, let's take some energetic guidance around what's going on energetically and what we should know, because we'd quite like to find our way out of this particular thing. So what should we know about coming through this in the best way possible? Well, we've got the Nine of Swords. So basically what it's saying is basically telling us not to react and not to be anxious. So not to let fear that it's all going to go to hell in a handcart. Not to do that, because that's not going to help. So we have to lean into the tower. We have to not resist the things that we don't like, but we mustn't be fearful. Easier said than done, to be fair. We mustn't be fearful. Okay, so what should we put our trust in? That's a good one, isn't it? What should we put our trust in? We mustn't be fearful, so we must trust something. What should we put our trust in? You'll like this, Karen A. It's the Queen of Pentacles. You're very good at the Queen of Pentacles, Karen A, aren't you? You're better than I am, I think, at the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of Compromise, and she's in practicality. She's very down to earth. You are, I know, loving you for that. So Queen of Pentacles, when you look at her, look, she's just there. She's doing what needs to be done. She's very down to earth. She's got the baby under the table, and I've talked about the symbolism before, but I'll run it through again. The baby under the table is telling you that your emotional world should not lead the way. You're not shutting it down, right? You're not locking the baby up in a box. Heaven forbid. The baby's quite safe, taken care of, sitting under the table. Mummy's busy. Mummy's busy doing this. Be good now. And there you are. Baby's taken care of, completely safe, under the table there in this safe space, which is very stable, isn't it? Very stable and square, or rectangle. And the Queen of Pentacles is just doing what she's got to do. She's taking care of everything, and she's not doing this. She's not fretting, is she? For sure. She's just being very practical. So we should put our faith in just doing what needs to be done, the practicalities of everyday life. And I think that's just basically walk it through. I think that's what it's saying, isn't it? It's saying walk it through. Don't be scared. Okay, so what is it for, all of this? All of this energetic turmoil. It feels like it's turmoil, doesn't it? What is all this energetic turmoil for? The Queen of Cups. So if you watch my monthly video, it will tell you, it will be talking about emotional choices, and it will be talking about the whole energetic this whole energetic thing, which is in the Piscean realm. It's called a stellium. So we've got, I think is it 6 or 5? I can't remember now. 5 planets all aligning, and it happened on the 29th of March, and it's basically in the planetary house of Pisces, and it is to do with us realigning emotionally, clearing the decks emotionally, and us coming to our own truth, but a proper truth, not a, it's like it's clearing the decks, it's getting rid of anything we don't need, and bringing out, letting our emotions kind of come to a truth of some sort. That's what it's for. Well, fun. So we shouldn't be scared. We've just got to do what needs to be done and allow it to do its job. Okay. I tell you what, I'll ask one more question around this. It is quite deep, isn't it? It is quite deep. Let me ask, will this peter out at the end of the month? Because that's what we want to know. Is this just this month, or will this, what do we need to know about this playing out and coming to the end of this particular energy at the end of this month? Please say yes, I know. What do we need to know about that? Wisdom. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because that's basically giving it back to us, Karen. That's basically saying if you do it right, then yes, because you will have realigned. You can start again. You can make new choices. Well, that's interesting. So what they're doing is they're handing it back to us and saying, well, whatever it is that you need to address and realign. Wait, I've done it wrong. Well, I guess it'll just continue. Then is what they're saying. So when we get to this point where we do it right and we come to our own emotional truth and we shall I ask, what if Carolaine's got it wrong? What if we don't get it right? What will happen then? So we've got the Three of Pentacles, Caroline. So what that tells you is that it's just a work in progress, isn't it? So whatever role it is that we continue to play, we will continue to play it. But it's just work that needs to be done, and it's a 3, isn't it? So it's quite early on. It still needs to be implemented, right? So for me, this is saying it's a work in progress, and the role that you're playing, the job needs to it will just continue, but it doesn't have to. I guess so. That was quite nice and coherent, wasn't it? I like that. Okay, let's Karen, is it you and me here tonight? Oh, Monica, hello, Monica. I think we have Monica in. Hello, Monica. Very nice to see you. I'm guessing you have a question for me, Monica, if you want to jump in. In the meantime, I've got Nigel. Nigel wants to ask, why won't Claire talk to me? Oh, Nigel, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I shouldn't laugh. That was mean. Nigel, why won't Claire talk to me? Let's ask, why won't Claire talk to Nigel? I'm sorry, Nigel. That was disrespectful of me, and I'm sorry if I laughed. It's not funny. It sounds so plaintive. I was laughing in sympathy. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, this isn't a yes/no question, is it? So we can just ask the question, why won't Claire talk to Nigel? Ah, well, that's fairly straightforward. It's the 6 of Swords. So Nigel, Claire's just not there yet, sweetie. So whatever has happened that has made her feel that she has had to distance herself from you, she has needed to distance herself, and she isn't in a place where she feels that she can communicate right now. Now, I would say that this will tell you that probably she will in time. I think this is saying that she needs to get to a better place. I'm presuming there has been something. There's either been an argument or a disagreement. Something's upset her, for sure. She will get over it in time, but it will take her a while. So you're going to need some patience. If you don't know what you did wrong, because I think you from Claire's perspective, she thinks you've done something wrong, I think. And maybe you don't know what that is, but there is something. And this is telling you that whatever it is, it's not going to define whether or not you ever speak again. It isn't going to. I think she will. I think she just needs a bit of time, and maybe you need to sit down and have a proper think about what it is that she might be needing to process. Because this card is called transition, and it is about a process. So she is processing her emotional response, and she's not there. She hasn't crossed the bridge. She hasn't crossed this emotional landscape here. She will do, but it'll be slow, and it will need you to really listen and probably understand, because whatever this is, it isn't nothing to Claire, that's for sure. So I think she needs a bit of time, but I think it'll be okay. So fear not, Nigel. I think it'll be all right. Okay. All right, what else have we got? I've got a couple more questions here. If there's anybody else here that wants to pop a question in the chat, I'm very happy to. You have to excuse my voice if I'm sounding a bit croaky. I am a bit croaky. I'm sounding all husky. Here we go. So I've got Gabby. I've got Gabby B on my list. And Gabby B says, will I be successful in my new job? So again, we've got a yes/no question. So what does Gabby need to know about being successful in her new job? What does she need to know about that? Let's have a look. The star. That's good. Well, it says yes. It says you're on the right track. Now, Gabby, this doesn't give you an end result. So what this again tells you is that you're part of a process here. So the star is where you can trust that things are moving in the right direction. So all is set up, pointing in the direction that you want to go. So you're on the right path. If you trust yourself and you keep on going the way you're going, then the answer would be yes. But if you look at this card, the clues are always in the cards. So we can see here we have a couple of mountains in the background. Now that tells you that there will be some challenges here to overcome, and how you deal with those challenges will ultimately determine how successful you're going to be. But it does tell you that you are quite capable of being successful. So I'll tell you what I'll do, Gabby, because I know I've said I'll only draw one card for everybody, and I'm going to, because I think you can be successful, but what I want to know is, and what I would ask as a follow-up question is, what might trip you up? Because with these mountains here, because you've got the star, not an outright yes, it's telling you you're on the right track. It's not giving you a guaranteed outcome. So if I ask what you need to know about what might trip you up, what these mountains represent, okay, see, that makes perfect sense. So we have the Ten of Swords here, and the Ten of Swords is telling you that what you may do is you may take things very personally. You may over dramatize problems or issues or people's responses to you that are not immediately affirming. So this is not about your ability. This is about your response to situations and problems. This is about your response to problems and how perhaps people are interacting with you and how you deal with that. So don't make a drama out of a crisis. Don't take things personally. Okay, that's really, really important. And don't see yourself as the victim. And I know probably if you were here, you would say, well, I don't see myself as a victim. That's fine. Good. But when you hit a problem or you hit one of those mountains, you're going to have to really look at how you're responding to them. And that will make the difference as to how successful you ultimately are. So that's good. But you have all the ability that you need to be successful, for sure. You just need to watch yourself in those areas. Okay. Good. Oops. Left my star out of the pack. That's good. How are we doing, Karen? Does all that make sense? Or have you gone off to have a cup of tea? Okay, let's have a look. Good, thank you. All right, let's have a look. So, I've got 2 more questions here. We're very quiet tonight, aren't we? It's because of the nice weather, you see. Everybody's out having a beer outside the local pub, probably. But it's chilly. It's chilly out there today. Okay, so I have Sue S. Sue S wants to know, do I have a future with Mohammed? Okay. Oh, Karen A. Yeah, I feel like I know the feeling, sweetie. Hold on, what's this? Oh, hello, Monica. Monica has a question. Okay, Monica, that's fine. Go ahead, sweetie. Just ask. Just ask your question. I didn't see that there was a comment in that part of the chat. I'm just gonna answer Sue's question. Does Sue have a future with Mohammed? And then if you put your question in, Monica, and I'll answer your question after that. Okay, Sue S. What does Sue S need to know about a future with Mohammed? Okay, that's interesting. So we have the Hierophant here. So the Hierophant is where we're looking at culture, formality, tradition, what we religiously think about whatever the situation is. So whatever Sue, I mean, I would say that probably there is a potential of a future here, but it will be very much informed by whatever cultural, potentially religious environment the relationship is going to be in. Because when I asked what does Sue need to know about a future with Mohammed, we've got this. Now this is often termed the marriage card, because it's about formalization and tradition, so I think what it's saying to Sue is that potentially any future that she has is going to be governed by this card. And this card is probably one of the more complex cards in the tarot deck. It is it's pretty overarching. I mean, it's a very, very strong card. It isn't a card that anyone can argue with. We see cards like the Emperor as being fixed and immutable cards, and that is where you have will of a person in play that is written in stone, and that person is not going to be. There's no compliance. There's no from the person. There's no flexibility involved. But in a way, this takes that will and moves it out into the environment. It moves it out from being the will of a person to the will of a society or a culture or a religion, or it is a collective will. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. Collective will. So Sue's relationship with Mohammed will be governed by some sort of a collective will. Now, look, it's very interesting. It's very easy for me to look at the name Sue and the name Mohammed and assume that we have two different cultures in play here, and ultimately that's what this card suggests. That, you know, perhaps we have two different ways of seeing the world, or maybe not. But whatever it is, somebody has to have their view of how things work, the way it's done. So Sue, I think, will probably need to know that this whole topic of what people are religiously thinking about the relationship, and when I say religiously, I mean religiously, but also, you know, in the wider sense, in terms of what people believe about relationships and marriage and all of that, what they believe we religiously habitually think is the truth, the way it is, the way it's done. This is going to be absolutely fundamentally important for this relationship and will govern it 100%. So it isn't saying that there can't be, it's just saying that it's governed by, and she should know that. And that's not negotiable, because the Hierophant is not negotiable. It never is. You can't, it either is or it isn't. You can't argue with it. It's a set of rules, and those rules are set in stone. You can't, once you've got the Hierophant in play, you're done. It's what it is. So either Sue's on board with that or she's not. Either Mohammed is on board with that or they're not. I think they probably will be. It's not suggesting conflict. I think if it was suggesting conflict, it would have said so. It's just saying that this is the premise of the relationship. And that's okay. So I'd say to Sue, yes, probably she does have a potential future with Mohammed, but she needs to understand that this is what's governing it. Interesting. All right, let's have a look. All right, so Monica. So you've written it as private chat, Monica, so I don't know if you want me to read it out or not. Your question in all of this is, will the letter that you're writing make a strong stance? Will it close the matter? Will your letter close the matter? That's what you really want to know, isn't it? Okay, let's ask. So will the letter that Monica is asking close the matter? Monica is writing, not asking. Monica is writing, will it close the matter? Okay, what should Monica prepare for regarding the results of the letter that she is writing to the HO, the Homeowners Association? Let's see. Gosh. I don't think so, Monica. No. It kind of puts, we've got the two of swords here, which just puts everything in stalemate. It doesn't appear to be moving anything forward. Okay, I will ask. Monica wants to resolve the matter. What does she need to know about doing that? Because I'm not sure this letter is the end. Is the end of it? Because I don't think it is. Let's see. What does Monica need to do? What does Monica need to know about bringing the matter to a satisfactory resolution for Monica? Okay, well, that's interesting. You've got the Two of Cups here, Monica. The Two of Cups tells you that it's almost like you need to make friends with them. It's a bit odd, isn't it? You need to make friends with them. And you need to almost not go into battle. What you need to do is kind of work with them, not against them. Because the Two of Cups is asking us to look at where you agree, where the differences are, and where the balance of things is. So yeah, I don't think the letter that you have written or plan to write is going to be the end of things. And what they're asking you to do is to forge friendships, is to get people on board with you. The Two of Cups is an emotional alignment card where you kind of almost you're working with people emotionally. So you're sort of saying that you understand. It's not. ironically, it's not asking you to go into conflict. Yeah, it's an odd one. All I can tell you is the letter you've written, I don't think is going to do the job. And no decisions are made as a result of that letter. It doesn't seal it. So I almost think you have to. So what I think it's telling you you have to do is you have to work with them. Now I know you've said that they're accusing you of things, and that might be the case. It would also suggest to me that you need to work in partnership with somebody else. It doesn't look like a particularly the Two of Cups wouldn't suggest to me to be a legal partnership, but it does talk about having somebody on your side, making an emotional alignment with at least somebody. But yeah, your question, obviously that needs a bit more of an in-depth exploration, which I can't do today. But certainly, your question was about that letter. My answer is probably no, which is, I understand, a bit of a bore. But nevertheless, that's what it's telling me. Okay, what have we got? Harsh Viduri, is this a recorded video or are they live? Both, darling. It is live and also recorded, and they are taken from here. Where are the questions being taken? So yes, thank you, Karen A, for answering that. I was on a different live chat. Okay, Harsh, let's have a look. I have given my examination on the 28th of the 3rd, and the result will be declared on the 5th of the 4th. Okay, will you pass your exam? Oh, all right, let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Oops, hold on. Oh, I dropped a card. All right. Hello, Sage. Very nice that you're here. Okay, this is for Harsh. It's okay, Harsh. You don't have to post it again. I can see it already there. It's okay. Let's see. So what I'm going to ask, Harsh, is I'm going to ask what you should prepare for regarding passing your exam. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to guarantee to you, Harsh, that you're going to get the result that you absolutely want. I've got the 5 of Cups for you, which is disappointment. And it's telling you that you're probably going to need, I think, to retake, because you've got more study here. So I'm not sure you're going to get the result that you absolutely want. And that's a drag. I hope I'm wrong. I often hope I'm wrong. But I can't see I can't see a guarantee here that you'll be thrilled with the result. I think that perhaps the result will disappoint you, and I think that but I think you will have the ability to retake, I think. So, and that's not great, is it? I know, but at least you're not going to be in, you're not going to be kept hanging for too long. You've only got another 4 days. I hope I'm wrong, Ash. I hope so. Okay. Let's have a look. That's all right. Okay. Lovely. All right. So, Sage, do you want to ask me a question while you're on? Do you have a question about? I'll show this question. Hold on. There we go. That's very nice. This is what Sage has put. That's really very lovely, Sage. Do you want to ask me something about that? Where is your relationship with spirituality at the moment, and how can I help you with that? You know, if you'd like to ask me something, I would be very happy to help. Okay, because tarot is a wonderful way of connecting spiritually. I have another question here from Denny. And Denny wants to know, will Harry, spelled H-A-R-I, Harry, ask me to marry him? How can I replace my good habits with my bad habits with good ones? All right, Sage. Give me 1 minute, Sage. I'm just going to answer this question for Denny, and then we'll be with you. Okay, Denny. What should she prepare for regarding Haj asking her to marry him? Let's see. I see. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles here. Do you know what? My instinct was to say to you all as though you were my students. So what do you make of this card then, oh students? Because it's an interesting one, this, isn't it? Because it's an ace. And so in tarot, aces always talk about potential. And they're talking about the Ace of Pentacles. It's talking about the big deal, right? But there are some clues in here which make it interesting as an answer, because the Ace of Pentacles is a very slow growing ace. It is like an acorn that has within it the potential of the great oak. But the trouble is, there are no guarantees in aces. And so what this tells you is this is potential. So if her question is, will Harry ask me to marry him, it's saying potential. Now, a while ago, a few years ago, I wrote a book called Perfect Match. And in that book, I talk about the relationship traps that people fall into. And one of those relationship traps is the curse of permanent potential. And that is, I think, exactly what we're looking at here. This is the curse of permanent potential. Because what this is, it is a permanent potential. This is the energy around it, just potential. Now, the trouble is with this is that it keeps you hooked in because you feel like there is the potential of it happening. It just doesn't happen. It just, but you can't let it go because it's potential. It's not a no. It's even a maybe. It's a yes when or whatever. So it sits there as a seed, and you can see the potential tree that this lovely seed could sprout. That lovely Ten of Pentacles that we want so much, that lovely, happy, sustainable, financially abundant, secure life. This is what this represents. But it ain't happening because it's still just a seed, and it remains a seed, and this is the problem. It's not actually growing into a tree. And I think, Denny, we're going to have to put a time limit on this. We're going to have to say, look, I am prepared to wait this long and no longer. Now, look, it might well be that it's one of those relationships where you can be together. You've said marriage very specifically. It doesn't say that you can't have a relationship which is together and which is puts down roots. It doesn't say that. It's not making a value judgment on the quality of the relationship other than within the marriage scenario. But if it's marriage that you're talking about specifically, I'd say you're going to wait a really, really long time. And it's something that it's like a ship that never comes. So I think if it's marriage you want, probably you need to stick a pin in a date and say, you know what, if you can't commit to marriage, if that's what you want, give it however long you feel comfortable giving it, and then call it. You'll have to decide how long that is. I think you'll find it just sits there as a potential for time immemorial. I mean, I have two friends, a friend and his now wife, who lived together for 14 years and then got married after 14 years. Now, if they had had this reading at that point at the beginning of their relationship, and she had said, well, Chris and I get married, and we got the Ace of Pentacles, ultimately, I guess it may well have shown up with the ace, because it just went on and on and on and on and on and on. But there was the potential of it happening. But 14 years. But they were quite happy to have their life. They didn't need to get married. So you have to decide if marriage is what you actually want. Oh, Denny, that's a hard decision, isn't it? Okay, Sage. How can I replace my bad habits with good ones? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, you're going to hate me for this, Sage. I'm not going to tell you anything you don't already know. Here's the thing. So you have the Emperor here. And the Emperor, I don't know whether you read tarot or what your knowledge is of tarot, but the Emperor tells you that this is where you have to control your emotions. It's self-discipline. It's showing up as the boss, right? So and you'll notice in this card, this is not a person. Now, the Emperor in most decks is always shown as a king, and he is the representation of the 4 tarot kings all in one. And I haven't shown him as a king here because it's not really about it being a person, and it's certainly not about it being male. It's about it being a boundary, and it's not man, it's man-made. So when we say man-made, it's something that we create ourselves. So as we can see, we've got a hydro dam. Now, if you've studied a bit of tarot, you'll know that water in tarot represents emotion and feeling, okay? And here we are. The hydro dam restricts the flow of emotion, but it doesn't restrict it so that everything becomes dry and dusty, does it? It restricts it so that the emotion isn't flooding the landscape. It restricts it just enough to get the job done. So what's happening with your bad habits is that they are emotionally fueled. And so you need to create a hydro dam. You need to create a boundary. You need to do it yourself. And that boundary says that I don't need to feel good. Whatever the bad habits are, they're going to be about feeling good. So I don't need to think about how I feel or whether I need to feel good, or even if I feel bad. It's not about any of that. I just need to draw a line in the sand and say, right, I'm showing up as the boss. I'm the boss. And I say what happens. It's emotional restriction with regard to getting a job done. And that line in the sand is really important, isn't it? Because that line in the sand says this stops here. I have decided. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. I get that. But I suppose it's going to take a little bit of drilling down for you to look at what actually is going on with those habits, and not because it's really, it's an easy fix to say, oh, just draw a line in the sand and control your emotions. Well, that's easier said than done. We know that. So what if you were to go, okay, if I look at what emotions are in play around the habits that I want to get rid of, and look at what happens when those habits kick in, because habits are habitual. That's why they're called habits. We do them habitually. We do them probably unconsciously, and there will be emotions which are supporting those. So I would drill down a bit further than that and figure out what's fueling, because again, water, what's fueling those habits. Because right now your why is not enough. Your why, the good ones that you want, they're not giving you enough of a win. Yeah, definitely. Look at the emotions you're feeling when you're doing those habits. What's fueling the habits? And then you've got to look at why you want to get rid of them. And you want to look at your end result, and you want to make sure that's powerful enough. You need to want that more than you want the emotions that are going on when you're doing the habits. Your why has got to be stronger. And if it isn't stronger, it won't work. Because you can't just control something that's serving you on some level, because it is. The bad habits are making you feel better on some level, probably an uncomfortable comfort zone, right? So I would do a bit more digging with that to figure out exactly what's going on, and then you can do it. So you're the Emperor. You got to build yourself a hydro dam, darling, and get those emotions working for you rather than against you, because you're being flooded at the moment. Your dam is not working properly. You need just the right emotions in just the right amount in order to get the job done. Hope that helps. Good, good. That's all right, sweetie. Interesting. There's quite a lot of information in every card, isn't there, in tarot? There's a lot if we choose to get in and do it. So Sage, are you learning tarot, darling? Are you learning tarot at the moment? We'll see. We'll see what Sage says. I learned a while back but left. Ah, Sage, we need to get you back on track, sweetie. You were trying to control too much. That's really interesting, isn't it? Because okay, just I'm interested in that. Tell me a bit more about that, because the Emperor is telling you that you need a bit more control. But tell me why. What were you trying to control too much that made you put tarot aside? What? I'm interested in that. What was going on with that? If you don't mind sharing. If you don't want to share, just say in the chat. I'd rather not. But if you don't mind, I'm genuinely interested. I was trying to change my future instead of accepting advice. Huh. See, that's interesting, because you can change your future, Sage. You can change your future, but you need to do it the right way. So we use tarot to change our future. Absolutely we can. 100% we can. But so obviously I don't know what was coming up for you in readings there, but I would say that what you're probably just trying to do is to assert your will on a situation that was not actually going to work out in your favor. And that is something that we're all guilty of. We all do it. I want it to work like this. I want to be happy, but in the way I say. And so Tara will go, yeah, but that won't make you happy. Go, I don't care. I want it to. I've decided it's going to, and that's the way I want to do it. And Tara goes, well, I can't help you much, can I? Because I'm telling you, it won't make you happy, and you want to be happy. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? I get it. And we all do it because we come up with our best version of how things should be. Tara's going, yeah, there's a better way. I don't care. My way's best. Are you sure about that? No, my way. How about that? See where that leads. Come back when you need me. So, Sage, think about, maybe think about having another foray into tarot. Come study with me, darling, of course. I'd be very happy to help you. Because there is a way of doing it. We have Karine on the call tonight. Karine studies with me. And she has, she's gone great guns. She's come a long way. Very good now. So if you want to join us, you want to have a learn about tarot a bit more, and let me show you how to sidestep those problems, I'd be very happy to do so, but it's entirely up to you, of course. Good. Oh, thank you, Karine. Loving you for that. please do, Sage. I mean, look, Sage, whether or not you decide to study with me or just study tarot, if whatever way you think is best, if you do it right, honestly, it does change things. It's, people think studying tarot is just learning the cards and asking questions, and that's a thing, sure. But something happens when you learn tarot. Things change, because once you start interacting with the cards and opening up to that energy, our own energy starts to realign. And it won't happen like snap, everything's fixed. But it's almost like it gently reshapes and just starts to mold things differently and soften. And because what you're doing is you're allowing the energy to work with you. It will never force you to do anything ever. It won't. But if you dance with it and you're just open and curious, is what I think is the best approach to tarot. Open and curious. And if you can be open and curious about what it actually has to offer, I think you'd be amazed at how quickly things can change. It's not like a light, well, it can be a light switch, but it's a sort of light switch that takes a little while to get to, because obviously you do have to learn. But there is a moment where you go, oh, that's different. So think about it. It doesn't have to be with me, although I hope it is. But do think about bringing it back into your life on an open basis. Great stuff. All right. Well, I've run out of questions, guys. So I'm probably going to leave it there. Unless anybody else has another question they want to ask, I will give it another couple of seconds, in which case I will love you and leave you. That's all right, sweetie. That's lovely. Oh, great. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. I do my best. That's my pleasure. You all have a lovely evening, and I will see you next week. I'm in Gus the Bus at the moment, as you can see. It's very nice being in Gus the Bus. We've been in Peacehaven with my dad, who is not well. So we've been off the road. For those of you who have watched some of the travel videos, we hope to be traveling in the months to come, but my dad is very unwell at the moment, and we were hoping he was going to come out of hospital on Thursday, but I spoke to my brother today, and his chest infection has come back, so they're going to watch him for another couple of days and see how the antibiotics work. We'll see. It's all an ongoing thing. So my dad is 92 this month, so he's very of an age. So we're going to go back tomorrow, and we'll be back with him. I know it's very difficult. He's not happy. He's really, really, really not happy. He hates being in hospital, hates it. Anyway, we're hoping we can get him out as quickly as possible. All right, everybody, have a lovely evening, and I will see you all soon. And look out for the next video, which will be up next Sunday. And enjoy the rest of the week. I know we've got some more sunshine, so yay! Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.